Hi everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm creating a layout for Sizzix Lifestyle. And what I'm using is some framelits dies. They're one of my favorite dies that Sizzix does. They're just a bunch of nestled shaped dies. So these particular ones are the scalloped hearts, and I'm using the Crepe Paper Chasing Dreams collection, and my idea is to create my own embellishments with these hearts. So what I'm doing is using some of the pattern papers, and I am going to cut out a bunch of hearts and layer them on top of each other to create these dimensional look embellishments. So once I'd cut out all of the hearts, I arrange them and layer them on top of each other. So I did use, as well as pattern papers, I used some vellum to cut some out, and I thought that would soften up the embellishments a little bit, soften some of the pattern papers that were a bit more bold, and create a nice look to that dimensional embellishment that I'm creating. So I'm using a wedding photo, and this layout is a lovey themed, soft, beautiful layout. The photo's black and white, so I've incorporated some black and white pattern papers into the layout as well, and I've arranged them in a bit of a diagonal fashion. I'm thinking about keeping my layout balanced, so I've sort of got it running from the top right corner down to the bottom left corner, and then I'm going to do some further embellishing to the sort of middle center of the layout as well, just to keep it not too heavy to one side. So to create these embellishments, you can see there that I've layered up maybe 4 different sized hearts, and I'm just running my sewing machine through the center of those. So that not only adds a nice little detail, that stitched detail, but it also secures those layers together. Then what I do is I'm folding them inwards and just making them that dimensional look that I'm wanting to achieve. So I do that on all of the hearts that I've created, and they vary in size from quite large to quite small layered ones. The smaller ones I only end up doing maybe 1 or 2 layers of hearts, whereas the larger pieces may have about 4 layers. So I'm building some layers now behind my photo, and I wanted to keep with the color scheme that I have, so I've added some of the soft pink paper, a sort of greeny minty color, and then a black and cream sort of text print. Lots of the crepe paper collections have more of a cream base than a white base, so that's what I'm using there. I'm using my T-square ruler just to make sure that I was lining that piece up correctly behind my photo, and I'm cutting 1 inch or so off the plain white cardstock because I wanted to add a border to the top and side of this layout. So because I really love this black and white pattern paper, I decided to gut the part that I knew was going to get covered with my white cardstock. So what I did was just sort of measured roughly whereabouts that white cardstock base was going to cover, and now I'm just cutting out the sort of square of that pattern paper just to save for another layout. Now there is a lot of white space or free space in this photo, so the majority of the photo is sort of that top third of it. So I decided to add my title to the bottom of that photo there, and I think that that works really well. It's using the crepe paper chipboard thickers from the collection, and they just say together. It's got a beautiful gold foiling detail at the bottom, and I didn't really need to add anything else to that. Wedding layouts don't really need, I've found, a lot of journaling because, you know, through scrapbooking lots of the photos, they sort of tell the story as it goes anyway for the day. So any titles or journaling that I do add in my wedding album is pretty much short, sweet, and to the point. So now I'm adding some further details to these heart embellishments. So I'm adding some fussy cut butterflies. I'm going to pull out shortly some chipboard stickers and just 6x12 accent stickers, and I'm going to add a few little things that I feel like they finish off those embellishments. So I look first at maybe adding little bows and things like that to the center of those hearts, but then I do end up adding just heart-shaped embellishments. I thought that they suited it a lot better. I wanted to add some florals as well, so I'm just using the sticker sheet, and I actually cut one of the larger florals in half so I could place one at that left side and one at the right side of the page. That sticker there is just another floral shape, and I've just pretty much added that straight on top of that layer in the hearts there to the left. And then I'm going to, as I just said, add some of those heart-shaped stickers just to finish off those embellishments. I'm adding, because of the title and the gold work in the title, I'm adding some gold sort of embellishments or accents to the page. So I've added in some tiny little gold foiled heart stickers. I also add in a word sticker there underneath the title, which has gold text on it. And I'm just finding anything that I think will finish this page and give those little details that I feel like it needs. Now my next step is I wanted to use this gorgeous little bow die from Sizzix as well. It creates the sweetest little bow, and you only need, like you saw there, a scrap of paper to be able to create it. So off camera I run that through my Sizzix Big Shot machine, and I'm just using all of that mint green side. I just wanted it to be all the one colour rather than change up the bow pieces and the tails there. And I'm just using a liquid adhesive to adhere that all together. I fiddled around with where I was going to place this and changed my mind a few times, but I end up settling on that top right corner of the page, and you saw then how easy that is to assemble. So pretty much I could make, and what I love about die cutting is that I can create as many bows as I want now, just using pattern paper or felt or whatever other material I might like, and use those for my pages and other paper craft projects. So I'm just typing up some quick journaling, and it was quite a simple little statement, which you'll see in some close-ups at the end. And then we're pretty much nearly finished. Once I add this journaling, I think I decide to add a little bit of Heidi Swap Colour Shine to finish the page, and that's about it. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing how this layout came together and seeing how you can use your Sizzix dies to create your own embellishments and, you know, really add some gorgeous detail to your scrapbooking pages. I'm going to leave you with a few close-ups, and I'll be back soon with some more videos. Thanks so much for watching, and check out the links below to sort of find out more information or where you can find me on social media. Thanks everyone. Bye.